Welcome to the Walking with God in Nature podcast. Today we have a wonderful guest, Racheal, and we're so glad she's with us today. I'm going to have her go ahead and introduce herself a little bit.
Okay, so I'm Racheal Barth, and I'm a born-again Christian, and I love Jesus and people. I'm the oldest of 10 children, so I have a lot of fun with my siblings. I'm a Texas transplant from Vermont. I love the outdoors and studying God's creation. I'm a raindrop therapist, a doula, and wellness coach who loves coming alongside people and helping them know better and do better through the gifts that God's given us through nature and plants. So
that's awesome. Wow, that's awesome. So, so how does the nature play a role in your life? I mean, you've kind of said a little bit there, so I want you to dive deeper into that. How does it play a role?
So I guess a lot of it, some of the tools that God's given us through creation have really helped my mom and her health. But I've always had interest since I was real little in studying nature and God's creation. My dad used to garden since he was real little, so I grew up with the garden, and I really, really enjoyed it since I was real little. We did logging and wood chopping and all that type of stuff. So I always studied the different grains of wood and all that different stuff in nature. And so I guess, that's a little bit why.
Yeah, that's great. So, I know your mom's had some issues with health, and then you guys use essential oils and other things. So do you want to talk a little bit about that? The use of essential oils for your family?
Yes. So I guess just going back to what God originally created, I think beginning in Genesis, we kind of have right there where he told us from the beginning that he created the plants for our food and for medicine. And food is vital. It's the first thing our body needs to be able to heal itself and to just for sustaining life. And then we get the oils just from the plant juice of the plants, which help to heal and repair the plants. And the same way they work with the body to be able to do that. And so we really like using the oils for that reason too.
Yeah. And is it therapy you use your oils, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you want to describe that a little bit?
So some different therapies we do is like the raindrop technique, where it's an application, you use the oils, and then other things it's just using it as a supplement. It's not a supplement, but it goes into the body and works the same way it does with the plants, when it repairs the cells and helps fight against infection and disease and viruses and all that.
Yeah, that's amazing. I use essential oils myself, and they're already broken down. Like that, your body doesn't have to break down the plant. I mean, I still love using herbs and things, but when it's in the oil format, then your body can accept it easy and doesn't have to work so hard, right?
They're one of the smallest molecules known to man to be able to absorb quickly into the body itself. So it's really cool when it comes to that part.
Yeah, that's amazing. So speaking of nature, so what is your favorite thing that you like to do outside?
Probably taking a walk, just with my family or by myself. Kind of is an opportunity for me to get alone with my Savior and get some quiet time. Or I love exploring. Like this past 2 weeks ago, we went to a park and we explored all around, saw the waterfalls and everything, which I really enjoy doing. So
yeah, that's awesome. And you guys lived up in Vermont before, so
yes. So
and you lived out in nature, right?
Right. Yes, we did. So we grew up in the mountains, and I love mountains. So
yeah.
You get to experience a lot with the snow and everything like that too for a while.
So what's your favorite season? Like here, we're in Texas, so we don't really have true seasons, but in Vermont, you had true seasons, right?
Yeah, so I'm a Texas transplant from Vermont, so it's been different transplanting down here. And like you said, there's not a lot to the changes of the season.
Mm-hmm.
But in Vermont, fall is definitely my favorite season besides winter, because you have all the colorful leaves, there's the cooler weather. So I really liked fall a lot.
Yeah, what is up in the Northeast, and Vermont is part of it, there's that loop or something. There's some major loop that you can go on. Do you know what I'm referring to? It's up through New Hampshire, I think, and New Vermont, in that area.
No, I don't think I know exactly what you're referring to. But
yeah, you can go up in the mountains. When we were traveling, we went up there, and it was perfect time. It was October, and I mean, the coloring of the leaves. It was just amazing. I mean, how many trees are up there and just all the different colors. It was so beautiful. So yeah, I can see why you love the fall, especially in Vermont with those true seasons. So
The leaf coloration is almost unreal as far as the colors of the leaf. You think they're fake almost.
yeah, yeah. And then just to see a whole landscape like that
Yes.
is just amazing. So what are some lessons that you might have learned from nature?
So I think a lot of it is just everything points back to the creator. And he's the one that created it. So everything, we can study the creation and stuff, and it's very fascinating, but it always goes back to the more powerful and more amazing and just the amazing creator, and he's amazing. And so he's a lot more amazing than the creation. So
Yeah.
everything points back to him. I guess that's some things I've kind of learned, or the main thing that I've learned from it anytime I study creation. So
Yeah, and I feel the same, that just walking outside, no matter where I am, is in nature, I feel God's presence in a way because he's the one who created it. And so there's that automatic connection for me. And that's probably why I feel so much peace when I'm in nature. It's grounding, and yeah, it's just uh, his art. He's an artist. Right? I did, like we're talking about the leaves and the creations and how beautiful. And there's so many different things in nature that just are so amazing. And even our bodies, like you're talking about using essential oils and healing and natural things. And we are natural. We are part of his creation, and how we can heal through him overall, heal through Christ. But he's given these other natural things for us to help heal as well, giving these tools to us. Like you said, it talks about in the scriptures and how he's given them for us, right? But then how nature, I feel, is given to us too. Just it's not artificial. It's real.
he's the master artist of everything. So
Yeah.
everybody else can try to create something, but he's the one that creates the perfect and the most and the best. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's perfect. I love that. So I guess you've shared how you walking with God. You take those. You like to take walks that help you meditate. And why do you think? I mean, we've kind of touched on it, but why do you think that is more peaceful to you, or brings you peace, or helps you meditate than anything else?
so I guess it just is opportunity to draw closer to the Lord and to really understand who He is more. Um, it's a time for me to meditate on the verses He's written, like the verse that He's written in Psalm 19:1. We see His handiwork shown through the creation. And just everything, like I said, points back to Him.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives me a chance to grow closer to Him, because our goal is not, it is to understand creation better, but it's to understand the Creator better, and that on that personal level and our personal relationship with Him is the most important.
Yeah.
And our focus to grow closer in our walk with Him is the most important. So
Yeah, that is awesome. Rachel's amazing.
you are.
So it made me think, as you were speaking, about how you were becoming a doula, or you are a doula. And I think we were talking about with, our human bodies, we are creations, that's a natural thing. So do you think that, I mean, is there a connection for you with being a doula and nature and God?
Yeah, so definitely when I'm working with being a doula is helping everything that God created and how He made it, to encourage the couple that I'm working with to be able to do that. So everything that He created, there's always a what is the word I'm trying to say? Just a set kind of normal. There's the things that we try to do to edit things how God made it, but then just kind of how He made it to flow. And so when I'm working with doing stuff, I can focus on helping the couple to do as much as what He did. So like, it's them spending time together and everything. Of course, we use the oils, which are part of God's creation, in it, and getting them to work on anything with nutrition or anything like that. All aspects play together. to helping better that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's my.
So do you have a nature bucket list? You've probably already done some living in Vermont.
So a little bit, yes, we did. We had a full-blown farm up there, so we were pretty busy with that. But since we moved to Texas, I'd say we probably done just a little more traveling and exploring. Probably some bucket list places I'd like to go are like Grand Canyon National Park,
Okay.
or in Colorado. I don't know if you're familiar with where Durango, Colorado is.
I have a
My
lot of
mom-
family in Colorado.
Okay, my mama grew up going to that for family vacations, so that's
Oh,
kind of
okay.
a goal for us to go there. Niagara Falls, we live so close to it, we actually never saw it.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I guess Yellowstone National Park. I mean, there's lots of places.
Yeah. Yeah, we went to Niagara on the Canadian side when
Okay.
you go on the water from their boats. And so if you ever go on the Canadian side, that's supposed to be the better side. They actually take you up into the waterfall, like up close, and I guess the US side didn't. So anyway,
Okay.
so future tip for that.
Okay.
But yeah, Yellowstone's awesome. We were just there this last fall.
Okay.
And yeah, there's some hot springs on the north end. If you're coming in on the north entrance, there's hot springs right barely in the entrance. And you can walk down and you can go in the hot springs there. So
Okay,
it's the river, but it has hot springs flowing into it. So yeah, so it's pretty, I'll show you pictures. But,
Okay, that would be great.
so what are there, do you have any other tips for people of how they can connect with God through nature?
I guess just take the time to get alone, get out of the craziness of life, or
Yeah, definitely.
busyness of life, and take time to go outside, and just breathe in some fresh air. Take the time with your loved ones or a friend or family member. There's just so much we we don't take the time to do. I think just slow down a little bit. I know for me, I tend to go.
Yeah.
So taking intentional time to slow down.
And when is that time for you? Do you have a time in the day that you try and like a set pattern or?
So I try to do it towards the evenings more. It's harder to do depending on my schedule, but
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll try to do earlier in the morning, though Texas has been an adjustment because it can get hot pretty fast. So,
Yep.
so yeah, that's kind of the set times, I guess.
And do you have a special place that you go to outside, or is just kind of wherever?
Probably just walking up and down our driveway, or sometimes I'll go with one of my brothers or sisters and go hike in the woods. Like yesterday, we went to Bottle Feed the Calf, which you have to go through one of our trails to get down to the lower pasture. So that was kind of a quick outdoors kind of slow down moment.
Yeah, I think that's important too. And I've been feeling that in my heart. Just, I need to be out in nature every day and just take that time. And even if it's a jot down to the calf, right? It counts, right? Just being out there and clearing the mind and not being plugged in. I think so much of society is plugged in. You just need to take that break, like you said, get out of the chaos and feel peace through nature and feel God through nature. So I appreciate you being here with us and me being able to interview you. This girl is just a wealth of knowledge. She's young and she has so much that she's doing. It's just amazing. So I look up to her, but I appreciate that. So thank you.
Thank you.